So this is a quick video to walk you through the steps on how to make phone calls for the Howie Hawkins 2020 campaign. So you would have gotten an email like this. We would have set you up in our system. And here you can see, here's the username that you've been assigned. And then you would need to click this link here to set up a password. It's also very important once you do that to also put in your phone number so that the system can call you when it's time for you to start making calls. So once you do that, you're going to go to callhub.io and you're going to log in. I've already got a user account set up for this purpose, so I'm going to go ahead and log in. So because I've already been set up and activated by the back office, once I log in, I'll see this information. Now, it's a good idea to get your account set up before you actually begin doing it because sometimes we need a few minutes to assign you to a campaign, that sort of thing. In this case, my account is assigned to a couple of different campaigns. I'm going to look for ones that are running. You'll see these green buttons here. Anything other than a green running button means that it's not ready for you to start calling. And so you should let us know via email or just wait for a little while and we'll go ahead and assign you. Let me just click one. Now, it's a good idea before you start calling to actually go through the script before we start. There are a few things that you'll need to set up before you actually start calling. Here in the survey questions, there'll be some instructions for you, so we'll look through it. And so your job will be to either get them to donate for the first time or to commit to donating to something on a one-time or a recurring basis. So before you begin, because of the fact that you're often going to be taking donations over the phone, the first thing that we ask you to do is to open up our donation page. Then it says also open this policy page because it's possible that you might get into a conversation about some of the things that Howie stands for. So I'm going to right click on that. I'm going to open in a new tab. So as you can see here, here's the donation page, and I'm opening up the perspectives and policies page. Let me go to the donation page. When you're talking to someone, you're either going to choose one of these pre-selected amounts, or you're just going to ask them how much they want to give today. So let's say that they want to give today 30. If they want to leave a comment for the campaign, you can do that there. In this case, we're not going to. You can do one time or you can do monthly. Let's say this is a one-time donation. I'm going to click next. So let me go ahead and add some dummy information here. I'm going to say in this case that I'm a musician. And I'm going to say I'm self-employed. So then I'm going to click the next box. So you can see here that we give options as to how people can pay. And this is available mostly for people who are going to come and do this on their own. They could even do a bank transfer if they want to, and there's a different service that they would use to do that. They could log in and do PayPal. Generally speaking, people you're talking to over the phone are not going to give you their login information or their bank or routing information. So that's best left to them. What you are going to do is take the credit card information. So you would put the card number here, expiration, month and date, the three number code on the back, and some credit cards there's different codes, and then the zip code where they receive their credit card statement. They have an option here to add. In this case, it's a proportional amount. We said $30. We are charged a processing fee in the campaign, so if they want to cover that processing fee, they can do that. If not, you can just uncheck that. And then you want to make sure I'm not a robot, and then you want to click $30 for one time or whatever the amount was that you set up. If you have someone that wants to pay via PayPal or bank transfer, you will find an area in the call script once it's live where you can put a note and say that they're making a pledge of X amount of dollars and they want to pay via PayPal. You want to make sure in that notes area that you have the best phone number and the best email, and the campaign will reach out to them and collect that pledge later on. If someone wants to send a check and they don't want to do it electronically, at the bottom of this page, there's also information on where they would need to send that to. If you want to go through the contribution rules, you can do that, but you want to gauge how much time they really want to spend on the phone. If they sound like they're in a hurry, don't bother. The main thing is, though, is that they have to make up their own funds. they're making it with their personal credit card and not a business credit card. We do not take donations from businesses. They have to say that they're not a federal contractor. They have to be at least 18 years old according to our policy. They need to be a U.S. citizen or a lawfully admitted permanent resident. In other words, they have a green card. And when you process this payment, they are confirming that those statements are above are true and accurate. Okay, let's say that you've done all that. So going through this script here, so you'll have those donations and the policy pages open. Let's go to the policy page just so you can see how it works. There's various topics here. We have them in a menu. Let's say you get into a conversation with somebody about LGBTQIA rights. So you will click on that. You will kind of skim through and give them a few points as a way to either inform them or convince them. When you're finished with that, you can go back to menu. If in this case, we have read our full statement here. If they want to have that emailed to them, put that in the notes box that you'll see in the script. So I'll jump back to menu, takes me to the top. I'm ready for the next call. So you look through and you're going to call and you're going to say what your name is, that you're a volunteer for Howie Hawkins for president. Ask if you're speaking to the person that is listed on the script. If they say yes, you're going to keep going. If no, you're going to find out when is a good time to call back and get their email information, that sort of thing. Then at the end of the call, you're going to put that in the notes section. And there's a few questions here. We're going to talk to them about 3 key issues of the campaign. We're going to ask them if they think that there's something else that needs to be included in that top 3. If so, you would put it in that box right there. Once they want to keep talking, then you're going to say we're going to get to these goals by these two methods. One is to build a Green Party, and 2 is to put our eco-socialist program out in the public spectrum, on the public agenda. Then we're going to ask them, is this something that you can support? And so you're going to choose a supporter level, and it goes from 1 to 5, 1 being absolutely ecstatic about supporting Howie, 5 being absolutely not committed to them whatsoever. So for levels 1 to 3, we've said keep going. Levels 4 to 5, you thank them for their time and you end the call. You put some notes in the note box and you'll save and go to the next, or save and then leave the campaign if you don't have any more time to make calls. This is purely subjective. You're going to gauge that on your own, their excitement level, based on the conversation that you're having with them. There is no absolute right answer or absolute wrong answer. If you find that they're generally supportive of Howie but want to learn more, you might choose a 2 or a 3. If they're predisposed against Howie, maybe you choose a 4, but they absolutely don't want to hear anything more about Howie. They're not supporting him. End of story. Then, of course, you would choose a 5. So then you're actually going to go to the section where you're going to make the fundraising ask. The script gives you a little bit of information about the federal matching funds program, talks a little bit about how Jill Stein performed with federal matching funds in 2016. And then you're going to ask the question, would you be able to help qualify the campaign in your state with a donation today? Once you ask that question, be quiet. Let them talk. And if they're ready to do it, then you can say, would you be able to give the full 250 today? If not, you can talk to them about breaking it up over monthly payments, that sort of thing like that. If they say yes, of course, you're going to go to the donation tab and you're going to take down all of that information. If they want to make that pledge, of course, with a bank transfer or with PayPal, you're going to go down to the notes section and you're going to put that there and make sure that we have all the information that we need to get back in touch with them. That would include the method that they want to pay on, their email address, a phone number if necessary, if you're able to get that. If they don't want to give a donation today, we don't want to leave them off the hook. Can I get your email address so we can keep you informed about the campaign? You'll put the email address right there. At the end of you're at the end of the call at this point, so you can say thank you for your time or thank you so much for your donation, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Before you hang up and go to the next call, you're going to set a call disposition, and it's going to have various things like that that you, the call originator, hung up, or that the phone was busy, or it was a meaningful conversation. Choose one that really kind of matches what you think the call was all about. If you need a little bit more information, of course, put it in the notes. So at this point, I'm ready to make calls. I've already set up in my settings here, going to my settings again. I have a phone number here. So I'm actually ready to have the campaign call my phone so that I can start doing the campaign. So at this point, I'm going to click join campaign, and the phone number that is going to call you is going to be 315-220-0101. Sure enough, there it is. Hello. You are now starting the campaign. So as you can hear, there's music, they're waiting for me to get started, and for me to get started, I click next call. I'm going to go ahead and hang up, but as you can see, it sends me through the script. I'm going to select the supporter level. You'll see what those look like. Any email address, a call disposition. I have to set a call disposition before I leave the call. And then if I'm ready to go to the next call, I'm going to click save and next, or I'm going to click save if I'm finished for the day. In this case, I'm going to click save. I have to set a call disposition. I canceled the call. I'm going to save. I'm going to put some notes. In this case, please call back. Save. I'm finished for the day, so I'm going to leave campaign. Now you saw some other options at the top of the screen that were things like leave voicemail. What you do with that option is if they don't answer but the voicemail comes up, give the voicemail greeting a little bit to do, and then click on that yellow button that says leave voicemail. And then you're going to go down and you're going to set a call disposition. You're going to put some sort of notes, and then you're going to save and go to next call, or you're going to save so that you can leave the campaign. There's already a pre-recorded voicemail message that'll get dropped into their voicemail, and then we'll just call them back later. So basically that's it. At this point, because I've left the campaign, I'm finished for the day, then I can just log out. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, click log out, and I'm finished for the day. So thank you so much. If you have any questions, send the campaign an email or send us a message via Facebook or Twitter or Instagram. You can send an email to mobilize@howie2020.com. We're going to do this. We're going to get the green nomination, and we're going to do it with federal matching funds in our hands. And it's going to be all because of your help. Thank you so much.